So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Ants, 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 a job's a joke you broke. Your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, week or month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you, 'cause I've been there before. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too. Hey guys and gals, it's me, the Rocket, and of course today we're gonna be reviewing Captain Marvel. So yeah, there's no less predicted video this time. I wasn't able to record it, so we're just gonna move on with a movie review, of Captain Marvel. So of course we're gonna start off with a non-spoiler review, and then we're gonna go on to some spoilers. So Captain Marvel is the newest superhero in the MCU, aka the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Although she's not really that new, because we actually find out that she was from the 90s and all that. She existed way back in the 90s. And of course this movie actually takes place in the 90s. We actually find out what makes her a hero. First off, it's actually a pretty interesting concept. I really like that this movie takes place in the 90s because it's nice to see a different era of the MCU, before Iron Man and before all the other superheroes. I mean, besides Captain America, who existed a long time back until he got frozen, sent to the 2000s and all that. But yeah, this is before all of that. So yeah, it's actually pretty interesting to see how the MCU was back then. I mean, sure, it's just, regular 90s in a way, but yeah, it's really interesting to see, the 90s setting, because we also get to see some past versions of some of the older characters that we get to see in the MCU. I know that most iterations of Captain Marvel is female, but I feel like it's really nice that they actually put the female version of Captain Marvel in this film and in the MCU, because I feel like if they want to introduce a female superhero film in the MCU, they gotta make it a big impact. They gotta make it so that people will pay attention to that movie. So of course, slapping that Marvel name on it, the literal company's name onto it, people are gonna have, they're gonna have their eyes on her. So I feel like it's a nice idea to have the first female superhero film in the MCU, Captain Marvel. One thing that I want to talk about in the non-spoiler review is the complaints that they have, the big complaint that they have with the trailers when, the first trailers came out for Captain Marvel, is that they didn't really see, Captain Marvel herself smiling in any of the footage we've seen back in the day. And a lot of people acted like it's Batman versus Superman all over again, remember with Superman's not smiling in Batman versus Superman and all that. So yeah, it kind of acted like that again. So yeah, but don't worry, I saw the movie, she smiles, and she even laughs as well. Sure, there will be a time for her to be serious when there's a time for her to be serious, but when it's playtime, a surprisingly fun attitude kicks in. And it really brought a smile to my face whenever I see that fun attitude kicking in. I think it really fits the 90s setting. Yeah, I really like that about her. Of course you would, Sonic. Of course you would. What else non-spoiler opinions I can talk about? Oh yeah, the suit. I feel like what they were trying to go for with the suit is make a standard superhero suit and a standard space suit as well. I feel like they were trying to make a mixture of those two, and I think it looks alright, but I feel like they managed to make it cooler through the lights. Yeah, like that. If the lighting is done correctly, the suit actually looks pretty dynamic and also pretty cool as well. So yeah, I kind of feel like they managed to achieve, to make it a lot more cooler, through the lighting and all that, if it's done correctly. What else? Nick Fury's de-aging looks cool. I feel like they managed to achieve it well without making it look ugly or anything. So yeah, I really like that. I'm really impressed with that. Like, it takes time to get used to, but soon enough you'll manage to accept, how it looks. So yeah, what else? Agent Coulson's hair looks cool back in the day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all we have for non-spoilers. So of course, with that said, let's cue the spoiler warning and turn on the lights. One thing I noticed when watching the movie is how focused this movie is on Captain Marvel. I mean, sure, this is her movie after all, but I feel like they're kind of too focused on her. I kind of feel like we could have gotten more of, the other characters, because we didn't get to see much of those, because, they're focused on Captain Marvel, which is a shame, because I feel like they could have added more to, Carol's best friend Maria, as even the Skrulls. I kind of feel like the Skrulls should have had more screen time as well. There is one other character that gets a lot of spotlight, besides Captain Marvel, and that's of course Nick Fury himself. And I feel like this Nick Fury that we see in the 90s is a lot more funnier than we usually see him, he's always been serious and all that. I feel like with the 90s setting, it feels like they're gonna take it back to, before Nick Fury was taking all of this seriously. So I feel like it makes sense to have a funnier version of Nick Fury, because this is the only place we're gonna see that. So yeah, I feel like it's nice that they added that kind of Nick Fury into this film. Of course, let's talk about that big plot twist at the end of the movie, which of course is the Skrulls are good and the Kree are bad. So yeah, I kind of feel like a lot of people might be a bit angry that this is actually how it is, because people are thinking about this. I recall there's like this weird thing that people were thinking about, that they might go for the the route of the MCU where the Skrulls will secretly attack Earth, because they thought they were the bad guys, but now we found out they're the good guys. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who are angry that they decide to change it up like that. But still, I kind of feel like you have to at least change something from the comics. I mean, alter it a bit, because I kind of feel like if you're just making the movie just exactly like the comics, it won't be anything special, because you've already read it from the comics. I mean, sure, it's nice to see it all in movie form, but I feel like it's best, for those people, you really need to have some kind of twist, to twist people's expectations a little bit. So yeah, I kind of feel like it's nice they kind of put this whole, this switching of the sides and all that. So yeah, I kind of feel like it's nice. And besides, it's not the first time they decide to change up stuff from the comics, because, remember the Mandarin? Anyways, Captain Marvel finds out about this after a little jog through C-13. And yes, that's what they call Earth, in Kree. I kind of feel like it was kind of cool that they called, Earth C-13. Nowadays, when people ask me what I'm drinking, I'm just gonna say I'm drinking Heaven and C-13. But anyways, yeah, and when Captain Marvel finds out about this, that the Kree are actually bad, and they actually lied to her and all that, and kind of erase her memories and all that, and take her away from, her family and friends, of course, she has to, rebel against them and fight them, of course. But then the Kree tells her that without them, she'll always be weak and she always falls down and all that. But they miss one little detail. Every time she falls, she manages to get back up. And I feel like this is a nice story element for a female superhero film. Sure, it's not the most original one, I give you that, but still I feel like it gets the job done. And they really didn't actually say it out loud that this is what they were going for. They managed to, tell it through, the visuals and, what's appearing on screen. And I feel like they managed to do that well to make everybody know what's going on. So I feel like I really like how they handle that story element. So of course, with this in mind, Captain Marvel soups up and becomes more powerful than ever before. And I really like how they actually show how powerful she is through the big action sequence we get to see later on. Sure, it's not moving planets and all that, but it still gets the job done. She shoots lasers, she flies, of course, and she's got the red, yellow, and blue color scheme. Huh.
Can Captain Marvel beat Superman? I can't believe you even have to Google that, duh.
Anyways, Captain Marvel managed to get rid of the Kree, and of course Captain Marvel brings up a new mission for herself to rescue all the Skrulls that are scattered throughout the universe. And of course, back with Nick Fury thinks to himself, with all this alien stuff, you gotta have an initiative to, help sort this all out. So of course, after seeing a little picture on the plane and seeing Carol Danvers' middle name, he decides to rename it the Avengers Initiative. So I know this is kind of a cool moment, to see it, because I really like that they also have the Avengers music playing when he types in the word Avengers, and we didn't even see the word Avengers. It gives you chills, but I kind of feel like it's a bit weird that, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't middle names supposed to be your nickname? So that means there's people out there who call Carol Avenger. Okay. Of course, next up I want to talk about the presentation. And I don't know why this is the case, but most of this movie takes place in the dark. I thought it was gonna come back to me. But anyways, yeah, I kind of feel like it's weird that most of this movie takes place in the dark. It's not like I cannot see anything. I can clearly see what's going on just fine. It's just that annoying that I have to see some of this action in this movie in the dark. It's kind of a big issue. It's not a big issue. I can still see, again, I can still see, just that it's annoying. So overall, it's a pretty good movie. Sure, it's no Wonder Woman, but still, it's still a nice movie to watch, and I really like it. Sure, it's not like the best ever, but still, I'll be fine if I have to watch it a third time or anything. Yeah, I watched it 2 times, one with my friend, and one, of course, with my good friend Dylan, and the other one with my family, so yeah, I'll be fine to watch it a third time. But there is one thing that this movie really excels at, and that is making this a movie an important big part of the MCU's history. Sure, of course we got Iron Man and, you know, Captain America the First Avenger. Of course we got, you know, Iron Man's the first MCU movie, and Captain America the First Avenger is, of course, you know, the first Avenger, and it takes place way back in, you know, the 20s, I think, or World War II and all that. So yeah, I kind of feel like it had some big competition, but I feel like they managed to achieve a status of importance thanks to, you know, the main thing of this movie is that what makes her a hero, which basically applies to all the heroes in the MCU. And of course, you have the whole Avengers initiative being created in this film. So yeah, I kind of feel like they kind of achieve, you know, making this movie another important piece of the MCU's history. And of course, you didn't misheard. I did watch it with my good friend Dylan. And of course, with all the, you know, all the other Marvel films that I watch with my friends, of course, I show you what they have to say about the movie. So of course, I've talked long enough. It's finally time to see what my good friend Dylan has to say. So what do you think of the movie?
The movie was great. I mean, didn't expect to see Ronan the Accuser or the Skulls that are actually good guys. And the most shameless way to see Nick Fury lost his eye.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's all.
Alright. Oh, that was fast. So of course, with that said, alright guys and gals, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So of course, we're going to go back to the Iron Man marathon with Iron Man 2. So yeah, can you believe it's almost like 1 month before Avengers comes out? No, I'm still not calling it Endgame. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how, you know, the MCU is going to move forward after Endgame. I'm pretty sure nothing's definitely not going to be the same after Endgame. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. So yeah, until then guys, rock it on! And just so excited for Avengers. So excited for Avengers.